So this semester, I was an intern at Corporate Accountability in the Communications Department. For those of you who may not be familiar with Corporate Accountability, they are a nonprofit who wage campaigns against major corporations who have done bad harm to humanity. So one of my major focuses during the semester was my social media theme project, specifically about the Pittsburgh Water Campaign. The overall goal was to spread awareness to the public about the high levels of lead that were discovered in the drinking water of the city, which occurred under the watch of Veolia, a private water corporation that was contracted. All right, so when I was originally creating tweets and graphics for my project, I was thinking, this is going to be so easy. This is just going to be a breeze. I'm just going to get all this done, and it's not going to be an issue at all. I mean, I may have always been the last person in my inner circle of friends and outer circle to join any of the newest social media platforms or get the latest iPhone. But still, I thought I'd have enough skills to work my way around this and do a good job. So when my mentor asked me to create a dozen draft tweets for her to take a look at, I thought to myself as I finished them and sent them to her, she's going to like most of them, definitely. They're all going to, at least 8, 9, probably 10 are going to be perfect, and maybe 1 or 2 are going to need some minor alterations. Nothing to worry about. That wasn't exactly what happened. I got lots and lots of feedback. One that struck me in particular was the way that I constructed my language. For example, one of mine said, "Help, residents of Pittsburgh." And with the way that I constructed that language, it was told in a sort of white savior-like complexion, as I was thinking of myself as the noble hero who would just, ride down on my horse and liberate everybody, to save everybody. Rather, join the residents of Pittsburgh is a more accurate representation of our goal to build power with the residents of Pittsburgh who have just been fighting years long for the right to secure the human right to water. And, I got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, to hear that my language came across as white savior-like, it was very humbling. I mean, it made me completely reevaluate not just the way that I write, but the way that I talk to people in my day-to-day interactions. It was something that I wanted to make sure I was much more aware of. So I was still very optimistic about everything, but I started to feel it wane a bit as I got feedback from my graphic designs, which were intended to complement the tweets, make them look very nice and everything. And I was getting frustrated. I was making some simple mistakes, like using the right color but not quite the right shade of it, and I'd have to go back in through all of them, put in 10-digit codes and just fix everything up, and I was starting to think to myself, this is a lot tougher than I thought. I came into this a little too overconfident, and I was thinking to myself, maybe I should just switch the project, maybe not do a social media theme. Maybe this is actually too hard for me to do. I weighed that battle in my head back and forth a little bit, but I came to the conclusion that no, I'm going to finish this. Yeah, I was going to vastly improve everything about this, and by the end, when it was all said and done, I knew this was going to be worth it. So I got myself to work, and I just put 110% of my effort into this, worked twice as hard as before, put everything I had. And so a few weeks ago, my mentor sat me down, and she said to me, "Matt, there's an upcoming press conference in Pittsburgh that we're doing, and we're going to use your tweets and your graphics for it." It was, that moment, ladies and gentlemen, really, I don't even know how to describe it. It was one of just jubilation, of glee, it's that moment when you finish a race. You're tired, you're exhausted, but it's that moment of relief, satisfaction that you did it. All of the trials, all the errors, all the frustrations, every single thing that I went through over months of this project, I was able to do it. And I did this by not giving in to early frustrations or cynicisms, but by remaining optimistic. I was able to accomplish my goals. I was able to make everyone at the organization very happy. Not only that, I felt myself a very proud sense of satisfaction that I could really benefit the residents down in Pittsburgh. Like I could really do something good for them. that's what made everything worth it all in the end. And I just want to say, if there's just one thing I want you all to take away from my story here, let it be that optimism pushes the lever where cynicism won't. Thank you all.